Erin with you. I watched you and was listening to you talk about it. I feel like we've been watching Erin now forever, but there's been some pretty good consistency. I know there's a couple outliers there. I love your super ensemble graphic there with all the GFS and Euro ensembles. And it's kind of interesting. The Euro and the GFS are kind of diverging a little bit here, but I mean, let's be honest, they're all pretty consistent between the Carolinas and Bermuda. But I think this weekend's going to be kind of key, Tim, because that's about the time we expect the churn to happen. And where that happens is going to be really crucial to direct or indirect impacts on the coast, because regardless of where it turns, at the very least, we're going to see some pretty good swells. And if it gets close enough, we might have some coastal flooding, beach erosion, because this is going to push a lot of water.
Yeah, I think it's always good just to respect the time frame. We've been tracking hurricanes a long time. A week out, there's still going to be some sort of element of adjustment or surprise. It could be in one direction closer, it could be in another direction farther away. But kind of the clearest point right now is that it's going to be a strong hurricane north of the Caribbean islands. And then from there, we just kind of have to watch and be alert. No reason to panic or freak, even if you're at the coast. But be aware and keep on checking up on the forecast in case it shifts a little bit. But like you said, Brad, at the minimum, I would expect some swells and rip currents and the like. We get coastal flooding on new moons and high tides. There will be some problems, I'm sure. It's just a question of minor or more. And right now, just monitoring is probably fine.
Yeah, and the good thing is we still have time to watch it. So if you're on the coast and you want to start, if you didn't do the preparations at the beginning of the season, which is always really important, kind of have that plan and that kit put together just in case, you still have some time to do that. So I think this is always a good thing to do, is just be prepared and have a plan. It doesn't mean you have to evacuate or do anything crazy, but put that plan in place right now, just in case. Because if it isn't Erin, Tim, it's going to be another storm at some point here in the next couple of months, because we are just now entering the peak of the season.
Totally. It's never wasted effort. And like we said, I was saying this to Brittany the other day, to me, hurricane season in the Carolinas really begins around mid-August.
Yep.
That's really when we want to start to pay attention, and you could keep that going through early October. That's really when the heart of the season is now through the next 6 weeks. So be ready, be on alert, and check the weather every day. Only once, that's fine, but just keep checking back.
Yeah. I do want to remind everybody we are going to be answering the questions at the end of the show. We're going to try to make this a pretty regular segment. And if we don't get to your question today, trust me, we'll get to it at some point. But we've got that number on the screen. It's 704-329-3600. You could text it to there. You can put it in the comments on the stream. We'll try to gather them anyway. We've got some emails even that come in, Tim. And so we've gotten some good questions here and there. And we're going to try to make that a regular part of our show, that every day maybe we'll try to answer a question or two, or at least at the end of the week we'll answer a question, because we get some really good questions, Tim. And even us as meteorologists, there's just things we don't think about or even consider sometimes, and it's always nice to get that layman's question about, hey, what's up with that? And it does kind of spur some great discussion with us.
Absolutely. Sometimes we even have to look up the answer, and we're not afraid to do that.
No, that's okay, because if you don't know, that's what research is for. So
we educate.
Yes, absolutely. Nothing wrong with that at all.